My mission in life is to see that every child who comes in this system gets treated in a way and gets the services that I would want my child to have if they came in the system. And I believe every child who comes in, no child who comes in here, not these two young people, not their siblings, not the children the 200 and something children who are in childcare, not one of them deserves one thing less than my children. I'm not saying they deserve that everybody has to have the latest iPod Touch. I'm not saying that. But everybody has to have what I really wanted for my children, you want for your children, and I know you want for the children who are living with you now or have lived with you. They deserve a great parent. Every kid deserves a great parent. So this is not an initiative about foster parents. It started out, we used to call it Recruitment and Retention Project. We've called it a lot of things. It's now called the Quality Parenting, it used to be called a branding project. It's called the Quality Parenting Initiative because it's about quality parenting, because every child needs and deserves a great parent. Being a parent it could be a legal status, it can be a psychological status, that's my mom, even though I'm not parenting you right now. It can be a biological status, I never met my dad, but that's my dad. Do we agree with that? So that's what being a parent is. Being parenting is something different. And being parenting requires more than being a babysitter, and it requires more than just keeping the child safe, well-fed, clean, and alive. What QPI is literally foster parenting for the 21st century. When I say foster parent, I mean kin, I mean non-kin caregivers, I mean people who are every day caring for and loving a child who they know may not be their lifetime child. Those people are the most critical part of the system, and no matter how much we talk about we're going to have family preservation services, we're going to protect kids in other ways, if we don't have great people doing that work, we don't really have anything. Because bottom line is, as much as we think we can solve everyone's problems, we cannot solve everyone's problems, and some kids are going to have to live with somebody else, and if those somebody else are not the people who can provide those children with the parenting that I want for my child, then we have no system. The more I've been doing this, the more I realize it's not about changing foster parents, because the more I do this, the more incredible people I meet. Now we're all going to say foster parents are incredible, and then there's Foster Parent Appreciation Month when everybody tells you you're incredible. But I am saying literally the things that people do are incredible and very, very, very unrecognized. If people had any, and the reason we made the heart and the brain is because people do not realize, and you guys have your own experience, people who aren't, I'm not even going to say people who aren't in the system, people who aren't really closely related to, connected with foster parents, even if they are in the system, have no idea how much love and how much absolute intelligence, creativity, and talent it takes to be a really good foster parent. So this is not about changing foster parents. It's not about getting It's about getting more people, because we always need more excellent people, but it's about changing the system so the system is supporting, retaining, encouraging excellent foster parenting instead of the system fighting good parenting. It should be helping you be a great parent, not trying to see, can you still be a great parent after everything we do to you? I'm saying you guys can be great parents, are great parents, let's be on your side. The first part of this project is to rebrand and look at foster parenting differently in the way that I spent a lot of time talking about. In my opinion, foster parents have higher standards for foster parenting than anybody else in the system does. They hold themselves to a higher standard. People who are doing a great job really want to demand that everyone does a great job. It is not the case that we have case managers saying, I wish foster parents would really do X, and foster parents saying, well, we're never going to do that. I think it's the reverse. I think foster parents expect more of themselves than anyone else does. But as one person said, a foster parent president said, when I said, do you think foster parents are doing all these great things that we had identified? She said, no, I don't. And I said, why? And she said, because if we don't know what we're supposed to do, how are we supposed to do it? We have not clearly given people a role for what they are supposed to do and what do we expect. And the first thing this project was about is sitting down, foster parents, I see foster parents in the room who are part of this, foster parents, case managers, everyone who is, not everyone, but representatives of every part of the system in Volusia Flagler, and saying, let's sit together and talk about what we think foster parenting should be. This is what our ideal is. This is what we're working toward in Volusia Flagler Putnam. Because you don't know what you expect, you can't recruit for that expectation. So you can't tell people in advance, here's how we think it's going to be, this is what we want you to do. You just have vague ideas about it, and each recruiter could be saying different things. So we're not necessarily appealing to people who might want to do something like this as much as we could. There are systems barriers, and there is a basic lack of respect for foster parents, which is what we are really most trying to overcome here. So this is part of why we've had a problem in getting enough people. I think if, as I said, if people would realize that we're changing the way we do business, that they would be more interested in working and in staying in this. The reason this is not a foster parent support program, we are also having high expectations. If people are not really serving the children that they're caring for whatever reason, they can't, they're tired of it, they just don't like the way it is, we're going to not say every single person should be a foster parent. People who do an outstanding job should be foster parents. I'm going to tell you what 21st century QPI parents are going to be. They are going to be committed to what they do and always learning. They are going to love children even though their hearts get broken. They are going to work to make sure children that they love are safe and cared for even when they leave their home. And they are going to be full, respected partners in this project. And most of all, 21st century foster parents are going to keep trying despite all these challenges and setbacks because they have the unique opportunity to make a real difference in people's lives, which is something that we all pray for and don't always get.